Have you ever been in a room full of people and still felt like nobody could see you? That heavy silence inside your heart, even when the world outside is so loud. This is my story. The story of how loneliness slowly swallowed me and how I tried to fight back before it was too late. My name is Clara Williams. I am 27 years old and I live in Bristol, United Kingdom. From the outside, my life looked normal. A steady job at a publishing company, a small but cozy flat, and friends I could message anytime. But inside, I was slowly fading. Loneliness is strange. It doesn't always come when you're alone. It creeps in even when you're surrounded by people. It crept into my life the day my father passed away. He was my anchor, my safe place, the only one who believed in me when I doubted myself. After he was gone, the house felt like a museum of memories, and no matter how many lights I turned on, everything still felt dark. My mother tried to stay strong, but she drowned herself in work, leaving little space for her own grief, let alone mine. My younger brother moved to another city, chasing his dreams, and I was left behind, alone with silence. At first, I thought it was temporary. I told myself, Clara, you're strong, you can handle this. But nights were the hardest. I would lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to the faint hum of the city outside. That's when the whispers came. Not from ghosts, but from my own thoughts. They would tell me things like, no one really cares about you. You're just a shadow in their lives. And the more I listened, the more I started to believe them. My friends noticed the change. They invited me out, but I often said no. It wasn't that I didn't want to see them. It's that I felt like I didn't belong anymore. I would sit in coffee shops, watching groups laughing together, wondering why my smile felt so heavy, why my heart refused to join in. Loneliness made me a stranger in my own skin. One evening, after a particularly rough day at work, I came home to an empty flat. Rain tapped on the window, the kind of endless drizzle Bristol is famous for. I dropped my bag and sat on the floor. And for the first time, I admitted it out loud. I feel so alone. My voice cracked, echoing in the small apartment, and hearing those words made the loneliness even more real. I cried until my chest ached, clutching a photo of my dad, whispering, "Why did you leave me like this?" The days that followed blurred together. I went to work, came back, ate dinner in silence, and repeated the cycle. People saw me smile, but it was empty, just a mask to hide the storm inside. Loneliness wasn't just sadness anymore. It was becoming my identity. But then something unexpected happened. One night, while scrolling through my phone, I found an old draft message from my father. He had written it months before he passed away. It said, "Clara, you are never as alone as you think. People may come and go, but the strength inside you will always remain. Don't let loneliness trick you into forgetting your worth." Reading those words broke me again, but this time in a different way. I realized my loneliness was feeding on my silence. I wasn't reaching out. I wasn't letting anyone in, and I was drowning myself in isolation. That night, I promised myself something. If loneliness wanted to be my shadow, I would not let it control my steps. So the next morning, I did something small but powerful. I called an old friend, Rachel. My voice trembled, but I said, "Can we meet? I don't feel okay." To my surprise, she didn't hesitate. She met me in a cafe that afternoon, hugged me tight, and whispered, "You don't have to carry this alone." That hug, that warmth, cracked the wall I had built around myself. It wasn't easy. Healing never is. Some nights were still heavy, some days still gray. But slowly, I began to share pieces of my pain. I joined a small support group in Bristol for people dealing with grief and loneliness. For the first time in months, I sat in a room where silence wasn't empty. It was filled with people who understood. I met strangers who became friends. I started journaling my thoughts, turning pain into words, and slowly I rediscovered my love for writing. Each page reminded me that my voice mattered, even if it trembled. Loneliness still knocks on my door sometimes, but now I know I don't have to let it in. I've learned that being alone and feeling alone are different things. One can be peaceful, the other is a lie our mind tells us when we forget our own worth. If you're listening to this, maybe you felt it too, that crushing weight of invisibility. But please remember what I forgot for so long. You matter. Your voice matters, and you are never as alone as you think. This is my story, a story of silence, shadows, and the slow but brave journey back to myself. And if my words reach at least one heart tonight, then maybe my loneliness wasn't meaningless after all.